Hello Libra, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and a Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As I do in all of my readings, I pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have the tarot deck I'll be using, the clarification deck, and the advice deck I'll be pulling from to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Libra, let's jump on in. And your past energy here, you have transformation with the Two of Swords. I feel like this is definitely divine intervention, divine redirection kind of energy. I feel like something happened or you had an epiphany. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was, but something pushed you into like a major life change of some sort. Now, the outside change might not have happened yet, but I do feel like you've definitely been undergoing some sort of like personal changes. This definitely feels like you're stepping into a whole new version of yourself. But I feel like, well, I'm getting ahead of myself, because in your current energy, you have releasing with the Six of Swords in reverse. So I feel like you haven't, for some of you, you haven't come out the other side yet. You might still kind of be in that period of feeling really stuck, feeling really stagnant, feeling a little bit lost, having to let go of people, situations, things that just don't align with the version of you that you're becoming. Some of you could be a little bit further along on this process. It definitely just depends on your situation. But I feel like right now in this period with the Six of Swords in reverse, if you are feeling very stuck and very stagnant, it's intentional, because I feel like, you hear you're the phoenix rising, right? But before the phoenix can rise from the ashes, there has to be the burning. There has to be that transformation in between what was to what is becoming. And in the middle of that, there's the release of what was. There's almost this emptiness, this space of where you don't really know what's going on, where you're feeling really lost, where you feel like, you're very stuck. And if you're in that period, I feel like it's, like I said, intentional, because it's pushing you to let go of things that literally cannot come with you where you're going. Belief systems, maybe people, situations, I'm not quite sure like exactly how it's going to resonate with your individual situation. But in your immediate future, you have take the lead with the Nine of Pentacles. So this is really cool, because I feel like this is very much stepping into your power. Like this is almost like maybe taking your life back from situations that have left you powerless, or finally coming out the other side of a healing phase, like really getting into a brand new, very bright, very exciting kind of energy, because I feel like things have been a little dark. And I'm not saying that it has to be like so bad, but I do feel like it's been a challenging period for a lot of people, but specifically those of you who's reading this is because I feel like, like I said, when you're going through a process of transformation, before the process of becoming is the process of unbecoming, letting go and grieving and all the not so fun stuff. But this is the fun stuff, because the Nine of Pentacles, this is kind of talking about wish fulfillment, and, getting what it is that you deserve. And I feel like this has been a long time coming for you. Now, the overall theme of the reading is expansion. And the reason why I like this energy a lot, and the reason why is because I feel like your life is starting to expand. Like the situations that you're experiencing are starting to become more than what they've been before. And that's a result of your internal personal expansion. Maybe you're expanding your belief systems, you're expanding your faith, you're expanding your self-love. And as you do that, as within, so without, you're starting to experience, or will in this future energy, start to experience that reflecting in your material world. So I don't know, it's really cool, because it feels like the expansion of consciousness, of awareness, then directly reflecting in your material world, starting to experience that expansion in like the 3D. So I don't know. I feel like this is a keep on keeping on. This is a very positive reading. I do feel like a lot of my readings this week have just been kind of talking about, going through or coming out of a dark period and stepping into kind of a new, brighter, new beginning. And I feel like that's definitely on par with this reading too. All right, Libra, let's start by looking at this past energy transformation with the Two of Swords. Could have been like an awakening of sorts too, like an actual spiritual awakening, or, we have many awakenings throughout our life. So, kind of leveling up in your spirituality, leveling up in your growth journey. The Hermit. Two of Wands in reverse. See, this feels like realizations. I don't know, because I said I felt like something happened that led to divine redirection, divine intervention. I feel like it's almost like light bulb moments, about maybe people, situations, jobs, a lifestyle that you were like, this isn't me, or this isn't what I want, or this isn't what I deserve. Yeah, with the Hermit, it's like these inner realizations, these inner revelations, I think is a better way of saying that. Not just realizations, but revelations. And, there might have been something that happened that led to those. But I feel like, it always starts within us, right? The change, the growth, the expansion, it always happens within us first. Now, this Two of Wands in reverse is this, this energy of something not aligning with you, or not being in alignment with what is truly meant for you or good for you or what you're deserving of. And maybe that's what happened, is you got to this place where this place in your life where you're like, I deserve more than this. I'm capable of more than this. What am I doing? Or why am I allowing this to happen? Or why am I giving so much time and energy to this person who doesn't value me? It feels like it's kind of this, wait a second. Waking up almost. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Waking up from a dream where you're like, wait, what? That was dreamy. That's not who I am. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, what else? The Knight of Swords in reverse, Four of Swords in reverse. Here's the Justice. Okay. Three of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of reverse cards. Okay. How do I put this in words? It kind of feels like you got to this place of being at your wit's end. You were like, I tried, I can't do this anymore. Almost like you were just tired of it. Especially with the Four of Swords in reverse. You got to this place of being so drained where you were like, I'm done. This isn't, I can't do this anymore. That's what this feels like. Almost just over it. I don't know. And I feel again, I don't know what happened to lead to this, but it just kind of feels like you all of a sudden were not only can I not do this anymore, but I don't have to. I don't have to deal with this. I'm done with this. It's interesting because I feel like you put a lot, especially with the Knight of Swords in reverse. I feel like you put a lot into something, into a path, into a person, into whatever, and it just felt like it was just draining you. And you just got to the point, you're like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And I feel like this was intentional, leading you to this place. One of my favorite things that I've been seeing kind of floating around the internet, it's the beginning of every change or transformation or improvement in our lives usually starts with this realization that we're tired of our own BS, or just kind of tired of how things are almost. Like you get to a place where you're like, yeah, no, this isn't working for me. I tried to make it, I tried to change it. I tried to, but I can't do it. And I feel like that's what happened. And I feel like that sparked some sort of either personal transformation within or you to make some pretty big changes in your life. One more, Libra's past energy. Five of Swords, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Is that in reverse? Yeah, oh, that's definitely in reverse. Five of Swords. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse is this energy of blessings in disguise. Now, I have to be really careful when I talk about blessings in disguise because, I'll get these comments where people are like, oh, so you think that this absolutely horrible, awful, terrible thing that happened to me is a blessing? And I'm like, no, of course not. That's not what I'm saying. But what I've learned is that some of the toughest periods of our life, some of the hardest situations that we go through, some of the most pain that we feel, it creates an opportunity. And it creates an opportunity for us to transmute it into something that can improve our life in a way that would never be able to happen if we hadn't gone through the thing that we went through. And I feel like the universe is encouraging you, asking you to try to look at what you're going through as a blessing in disguise. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that when you get to the other side of this, you're going to be like, oh, wow, I'm so glad that happened. But, sometimes when we get to the other side of really tough periods, we're able to look back and say, okay, that I see why that had to happen to get me to where I'm at today. I learned from that. I grew from it. I evolved. I healed in all these ways that I wouldn't have been able to if I hadn't gone through that. And all of the ways that I learned, that I grew, that I healed, that I expanded has made my life better. And I feel like that's very much what this is about. It's almost like things didn't work out or things went the way that they did so that things could work out for you in a way that's different than you expected, but maybe even better than you had in mind. Now, the Five of Swords, lack of trust. I feel like this is very much like the universe doesn't have my back. This is, there's no way that anything good can come from this. There's no way I'll ever be happy or I'll ever get what I want. I feel like that energy comes from, we tend to expect what we've experienced, right? So if you've experienced things not working out for you, or you've experienced a trauma or just not so fun things throughout your life, it's going to be really hard to believe that things are ever going to be the way you want them to be. But I feel like this energy in particular, and like this point that you were led to, where you got to this place of being like, I can't do this anymore, like I'm done putting up with this or whatever. It's like it pushed you into a whole new direction in your life. It's almost like you were pushed to change yourself or change your environment or change your situation. Maybe you didn't want to. Like that's not how you wanted things to go. But whatever happened pushed you to do or become something that you needed to get you to this expanded reality here. So I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, I look back on some of the worst things I've ever been through, and I'm like, I can now look back on them and be like, you know what, I'm actually pretty grateful for that experience. That pushed me to grow, heal, evolve, and I wouldn't be the person I am today if I hadn't gone through those things. I wouldn't be living the life I'm living if I hadn't gone through those things. Now, if while I was going through those things, someone came up to me and was like, this is a blessing in disguise, I probably would have punched them in the face. So like, I think that it's important to understand that you have to validate what you're going through. And like, you can look at your life and be like, yeah, this sucks. This isn't where I want to be, but maybe this is leading me to something better. Or maybe this is, taking me to higher ground. Or, maybe there's, the universe might actually have my back in some way. And the more that we lean on that, the easier it can kind of be to navigate those experiences. But anyway, current energy for Libra, releasing with the Six of Swords in reverse. What does Libra need to know about where they're at right now? Eight of Pentacles, Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. It's funny because you have the Six of Swords in reverse. I feel like you've been doing a lot of work. Maybe on yourself, on your path, on a business. I don't know. But you've been doing a lot of work. And with the Six of Swords in reverse, I feel like you feel like it's not getting you anywhere. And that is completely normal and completely natural, especially when stepping into something new or stepping into something different, including like a new you, right? Like a new life, a new experience. So, a lot of times those periods of stagnancy where we feel like nothing's happening, there's actually like a lot going on behind the scenes that we aren't able to see. And I feel like this is the universe saying, even though you don't see the benefit of the work that you've done yet, like it is coming. A lot of times when we're putting our effort into something and things aren't happening right away, we have to face the fear that they never will, the insecurity that we're not good enough or that it's never going to happen for us, and the more that we work through those feelings but continue to push and take steps in the direction of wherever we want to go, those are the moments we actually manifest. People think that manifestation is something that just happens overnight. It's like you think hard enough, you pray hard enough, and it just happens. But that's not actually it at all. Manifestation is action and belief, is belief put into action. But I was going to say action coupled with belief, where you're able to say, yes, I doubt. Yes, I have fear. Yes, I'm worried I'm never going to get there. But I keep taking steps in that direction anyway. I keep healing. I keep working on myself. I keep trying. I keep getting back up. And every single time I do, it takes me a little bit further. And I feel like that's kind of the energy that you're in right now is, you might feel like nothing's happening, but I feel like there's more happening than you think. You're making more progress than you think. All right, current energy for Libra. There you are as the King of Swords, and then you have the Hangman. Strength in reverse. Page of Wands, Emperor in reverse, Knight of Cups in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse, Two of Pentacles in reverse. There's the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. You're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. You're moving in the right direction. You need to give the rest over. With the Hangman, it feels like you need to surrender here. You need to let go. You need to allow, especially because like I said, I feel like you were pushed into a new direction here. You were pushed into making changes, right? And, when we step into something new, our ego is going to freak out. It's going to say, what are you doing? This isn't what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing the exact same thing you've always done. I know it doesn't make us happy, but I could predict that, and I like what's predictable. Like your ego is going to freak out whenever you're stepping into new beginnings and new phases of your life, new relationships, new career, whatever it is. And I feel like with this Eight of Pentacles, right, you're doing what you can, you're focusing on what you can, and even though you're not where you want to be, you're exactly where you need to be. And that's where it's just kind of like the focus on what you can control and give the rest over, right? And I feel like right now is the perfect period for you to practice that, because here's what I've learned is when you start to focus on what you can control and you give the rest over to the universe, to a spiritual connection of your own understanding, God, higher self, whatever resonates with you. Even if you doubt it, right? Even if you doubt, but you still give it over, you still, tap in and have that faith, and then things start to work out for you, well, then you start to have a little bit more faith. So then you give it over a little bit more, and then you start to have more faith. You give it over a little bit, and it's just kind of this process of creating through the doubt, through the insecurity, through the fear, through the darkness. And I think that that's where the universe is literally, spirit is literally saying in this reading, like, you're doing it. It's just not happening the way that you thought or expected. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get there. It doesn't mean you're not going to get your wish fulfillment. It just means that it's happening in a different way than you thought. It's happening in a different timeline than you expected. What else can Libra do right now? Or what else does Libra need to know right now is what I... Ooh. Okay. The Empress. So there you are. Again. Justice, High Priestess, Ten of Pentacles. Whew. Libra, you're in a really cool energy right now. It's interesting because you're in this, like, yeah, you got this Justice, you got this High Priestess, you got the Empress, you got the Ten of Pentacles. It's very abundant, very powerful, very, like, self-assured. But then you have this Five of Cups. So there's this disappointment. Because I feel like you're putting so much in, yet you're not, things aren't, happening the way that you want them to. And that's your fear creeping up. Your fear is trying to say, you're not good enough. It's never going to happen. You need to give up. Give up on yourself. Give up on your path. Give up on the journey. Throw in the towel. It's not worth it. That's your fear. That's your ego. And I feel like, because yeah, you mean the Empress and the Justice, like, and then this, I don't know, it's a very spiritual, very powerful energy. It's an energy of choosing yourself and valuing yourself and trying to listen to your intuition and taking accountability and, focusing on what's in your control. And like, I feel like what you need to know, what's interesting? The other card that came out with expansion, it was on the bottom of the deck when expansion came out, was assurance. Let me see if it's still here. Sometimes I shuffle the cards after I pull them and sometimes I don't. So we'll see. Yeah, look at that. Assurance. The bottom of the deck here. It's almost like this is the universe trying to assure you you're on the right path and things are working out. You're doing what you can. You're focusing on... And I almost feel like it's like you can be disappointed. Be as upset as you want to that things aren't where you want them to be. But don't stop trying. Don't give up on it. Don't give up on the journey. Don't give up on the path. And I think that that's a lot of what you're missing is like the assurance. But, I think that at the same time, that's where assurance comes from. When you go through challenging periods where it feels like nothing's working out, periods where it feels like you're never going to get to where you want, periods of disappointment, periods that feel like failure, periods of loss, but you keep going and you keep trying and you keep showing up and you keep believing and you keep giving it over, like, that's where you separate yourself from the people who don't get there, is by continuing to show up for the life that you desire, the life that you deserve, regardless of the experience you're having, which is not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of belief in yourself and beyond to do that. All right, what else does Libra need to know moving forward? Take the lead with the Nine of Pentacles. And I talked about how you're stepping into your power, right? I feel like this has been a process. I feel like you've been throughout like this energy that you're in it's like you've been slowly stepping into your power. And maybe you have days where you're like, yeah, I feel good, I feel powerful, I feel on top of the world. And then days where you're like, what the hell am I doing? I don't know what's going on. I'm not good enough for this. Like, that is so insanely normal. Like, there are going to be days where you are questioning everything, okay? That's just kind of how this path goes. But those days are where most people give up because, it's where their doubt and their fear takes over and they give into it. They say, you're right, I'm not good enough. You're right, I'm not capable. You're right, this is stupid. Why would I believe I'm deserving of more? And they go back to old patterns or old habits or old paths. And there's nothing wrong with that. We have to do that in order to eventually break the pattern, because sometimes we go backwards and we realize, actually, now I remember why, I moved. It's like we go back to things like this and then we're like, oh, I remember why I was over this. And we start to move forward in new directions. Like, a good example of this would be like, you are in this 9-to-5 job that you absolutely freaking hate, that drains you, that makes you miserable. You get to this place where you're like, I cannot do this anymore. So you get out of that. You either are starting a business or looking for something new and you're trying to do everything you can. It just feels like nothing's happening. And you're like, well, maybe I should just go back to a job like that. Like, maybe, like, at least I knew, like, at least it was predictable. And in that moment is what separates, like I said, the people who will go back to old patterns, old habits, old spaces, and the people who will say, no, I know I'm deserving of more. I know the universe has my back. I know the right thing is going to come along. This kind of reminds me of when I started this business, actually, my tarot channel, and my business as a spiritual coach was for the first 6 months to a year, I was struggling. My fiance and I were struggling financially big time. And it was really interesting because during the periods of struggling the most, I would get job opportunities. I had an opportunity to coach gymnastics. I grew up as a gymnast. I had an opportunity to go back to the career that I had just left, which was in real estate. I had an opportunity to manage a business that my mom owns. I had all of these opportunities pop up, and it was all of these opportunities would guarantee me better money than I was making. But I knew in my heart, in my soul, in my intuition, everything that I preach and I teach, I knew, I was like, this is a test. This is the universe saying if I'm going to go back to something that isn't in alignment with my heart, with my soul, with what I'm desiring. And so I kept, I declined those offers, and I just kept showing up for this business. And then eventually things played out, and it all worked out in the end. And I think that it's easy when you get to the other side of it to be like, it all works out, right? But when you're in it, it's not so easy to believe that. So I don't know. I feel like this is just assurance. Everything's going to be okay. You're going to get to where you're trying to go, one step at a time. Keep showing up, keep believing. All right. What does Libra need to know moving forward? All right. The way that just flipped around. Does Libra need to know moving forward? I liked when the card, does that, flips around or hits the table. The Hierophant. This is an awakening. Awakening to deeper levels of you, to new. Libra, you're going through some sort of an awakening. Oh my gosh, and there's the Ten of Pentacles. And we have the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and there's the Two of Swords. This is all leading you to this awakening, which then it's it leads you to alignment, and then the pieces start to fall together, and then there's the Ten of Pentacles, there's the abundance. It's this is all happening so that your life can get better. But sometimes our life has to get worse before it gets better. So if you feel like that's what's happening, hold out for the good, because it's there. It's in your energy field. An awakening that is leading you to a lot of abundance. What does Libra need to know moving forward? So you're going through an awakening. The Nine of Cups, the Magician. I keep seeing that Page of Wands around. Six of Cups, or Six of Wands. Five of Wands in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse. Libra, I don't think you realize this, but all of the work that you're putting in right now is actively creating your future. Every single time you show up in the belief of faith, in the belief of in the action of choosing yourself, believing in yourself, valuing yourself, you are actively in those moments creating the life that you desire. There's a time delay though, right? In between the 5D and the 3D, just because you're creating it energy-wise doesn't mean it has trickled down yet. I feel like, our life is a reflection of the belief we continue to show up in. Meaning, if you're not going to be 100%, you're not going to have faith all the time, right? You're not going to continuously, you're not just always going to believe in yourself. You're not always going to be 100%. But the belief that you consistently choose to act on is the reality you're going to create. And the universe is basically saying, whether or not you realize it, the way you are showing up in your current reality is manifesting your future. the work you're putting in, the effort you're putting in, it's all creating it as you speak. This isn't just, it's not like your effort isn't going in vain. It's just that you're working through the obstacles and the challenges and the limiting beliefs and the fears and the insecurities that have actually kept you from being able to create what it is that you want. So allow yourself to lean in to like this expanded new belief like system or like belief, like level of belief that you're stepping into. But also allow yourself to doubt some days. Don't believe the doubt. Don't act on the doubt. Experience it. Feel it. Gotta feel it to heal it, right? Gotta move through it to get through it. And I feel like that's just kind of the energy that you're in right now. It's like, it feels kind of like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like you're moving forward, but then sometimes you fall back a little bit. But you pick yourself up and you move forward and then you fall back. And it's like you are progressing. You are getting to where you want to go. It's just, it's taking time, which all good things take time. Anything that appears in your life like that, like is probably not sustainable. You know, any get love quick or get rich quick schemes out there, like anything worth having is worth creating, is worth showing up for, is worth believing in. And I feel like it's like as you continue to do that, you create it. What else does Libra need to know moving forward? It's like, because of all that, oh my gosh, look at that, the freaking 10 of Cups. This is the wish fulfillment. This is, I mean, 10 of Cups is like emotional fulfillment, like, but it's sustainable. It's like 1 step ahead or above the 9 of Cups. It's not just like, oh, I got what I wanted. It's, I got what I wanted and it's going to stick around because not only am I the person that is able to attract it, but I'm the person that's able to sustain it because I know I'm deserving of it. I know I'm capable of it. And it's all because I worked through the doubt, the fear, and the insecurity that told me otherwise. Because if what it is that you desired appeared, if you woke up tomorrow with everything you ever wanted, you would sabotage it away like that. Because if you don't work through the obstacles and the challenges that make you face the fear, make you face the insecurity and the self-doubt, like if you don't work through those things, all of that stuff, the insecurity, the self-doubt is all going to come up when you receive what it is that you desire. And if you haven't worked through it and learned to not believe it and learn to believe in yourself more than you doubt yourself, like if you haven't done that work, you're gonna sabotage it away. So you're doing that work right now. You're working through all of it. So keep moving forward in this, and then here it is. Hierophant, Magician, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, like it's like you've got to allow yourself to expand internally, and it's going to expand your world externally. And it's like it not only is it going, like it currently is doing that. So it's good. This is a very positive reading for you. All right, we're gonna hop on over to the extended. This reading is talking about what you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. The extended is what you can do right now to ensure you're moving forward in alignment with your higher self. So kind of tangible advice, just diving in a little bit deeper to these messages. All the information for that, as well as booking a personal reading with me, is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Libra, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Libra, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve on your journey moving forward. Bye, Libra.